Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again for the Humble Indie Bundle. It has expanded. Humble Indie Bundle number 8 has added 4 new games to the bundle that you could get by meeting the average price or better, or if you've already paid for the bundle, you'll be gifted those automatically. So the games that have been added this time around are Oil Rush, which appears to be a naval RTS style game. English Country Tune, which is a 3D puzzle game. It appears to be based around flipping blocks and pushing spheres with those blocks. It's kind of interesting. I haven't really looked into it yet. Intrusion 2, which is a 2D action game with mouse aiming, similar to another game on the bundle, Capsized, or another game called Abuse, if you've ever played that. But it has a graphical style and aesthetic that makes me think of Metal Slug. So that looks like an interesting game. I'll have to try that one out. And then lastly, this game right here is Tiny and Big in Grandpa's Leftovers. Quite a name for a game. Tiny and Big in Grandpa's Leftovers, really. And so apparently what it's about is this little guy here, Tiny, is looking for, I guess, a friend of his, or a former friend, Big, who has stolen Grandpa's underpants and disappeared with other leftovers that Grandpa had. And something about ruins and saving the world. I don't know about that part yet. Really, they haven't gone into detail on it. I'm only on the second stage. But yes, a very unique style graphically and, well, even control-wise, you'll see. What I'm going to do is show you where I'm at. I'm at the second stage. We're going to go ahead and start this fresh so you can get an idea of what this game is like. It is very much a physics-based game, physics puzzling. Third person. I'll just go through the story here. Basically, I've just been kicked down this Grand Canyon by my wonderful, wonderful friend Big, and I say friend loosely. And you can see already that it's got this, I guess, a graphic novel kind of style. I mean, the title is right there behind me, very stylized lettering. So we need to get up this mountain. And we're going to do so with the equipment I've given. Now, I believe you have only the equipment you're given throughout the entire game. But you're given about 3 different things to help you with your adventure here to solve the puzzles. The first thing is a laser, which you can, if I hold the mouse button down, you can see I get a line where I have to choose where I can cut. Now, you can cut through almost anything in this game, and that is what is interesting about this, and what has kind of caught my attention. You can solve puzzles in almost any way you see fit just because of the way you can cut things. Like, I can cut this platform I'm standing on. I'll do that right now to kind of show that off. And as you can see, it just falls down and it maintains the cut that I put on it. There you go. You can cut multiple objects. And like, for example, here, let me try and get this stone here. And you'll see it glows blue a little bit when it allows me to cut. That one I can't actually move, but I believe this one over here I can. There, you can see, and it starts falling, so it's obeying the laws of physics. For the most part, you don't have to worry about the weight of objects. You can actually push very heavy objects along your way. It's not perfect, as you can see, because it kind of just flipped there for no reason. But it's got physics enough to make it be a puzzle game, really. You don't have to worry about realistic physics, because that's not what the game is all about. It's very much about its own stylized world and art. So beyond cutting things, I have a claw that I can push or pull things. So if it's beyond my grasp, I can do that, or if I want to pull things along instead of pushing them. I also have a rocket. So for example, this block, if I can't reach it or don't want it in my way, I can push my rocket. And you can see there I attach a little bit rocket there, and then I can fire it off and make it push the object away from me. There we go. So you use these 3 tools, the laser, the hook, and the rocket, to solve your puzzles, and you can find all sorts of hidden areas using these tools. Like, what I'm going to do here is kind of try and go off this way, even though there's really nothing over here that I need, but I kind of want to show that I can go over this way and see that there's some platforms over there. Now, I will be getting to those platforms later, but if I want to try and get there, I can certainly do that. You know, I can manipulate the world, see if I can't find a secret that I didn't find before. And I survived that because I was in a little crevasse when it landed. That's pretty cool. So, whoops. Can't quite reach, and unfortunately it looks like I've fallen. Can I push this out of the way. Okay, nope. So what I can do is just hit O. Thankfully, you can very quickly restart the game, or restart the level you're in at the last checkpoint. So if you screw up, you're not stuck. You can just go ahead and push that little restart button, and you're good. I just like the fact that you can cut things at almost any angle, and the game lets you. I mean, you can... I imagine this game has a high potential for breaking the sequence of things. You know, sequence breaking is something that I never really got into, but it's... a lot of people find a lot of enjoyment in doing that. I know a lot of people like to go into, say, games like Metroid and try and find how can they go through the game finding as little items as possible and just break the sequences. Maybe find a way to get to another item early before they should have it, you know? To use it for encounters that it wasn't intended to be at. And this game appears to have something kind of like that with the solving of its physics puzzles. It also has a lot of little collectible items, such as these tapes, although the tapes can be used to change the music, so you do have that. So for instance, in here, if I wanted to try and get above me here, I've got these pillars. I could actually take this, I'm going to aim up a little bit so that it slides downwards. Let's aim up a little more. Nope, a little too high. I want to be able to jump on this. Let's cut that. And I'm going to pull it down with the claw. Oh dear. And there you go. Alright, let me make myself a little stepping stone here. Or maybe not. Hold on. Do it again. There we go. So now I can just climb up. Actually, it looks like I could almost get to this doorway here. Darn. That would have been cool if I would have been able to do that. But as you can see, that's what you can do in this game. It's just awesome. It's just all these things that you can pull down, move around. It's makes me think of, in a way, Portal, where you could feasibly try and break puzzles by putting portals in unique spots. It's just, instead of just only using portals in this, you're cutting things, pushing and pulling them to solve puzzles instead. Very much a unique game to see in the Humble Indie Bundle, and I think it's a pretty good one. So I'm glad that they added this one, and I would like to spend a bit more time with this one to see what kind of puzzles there are. So I'm going to go ahead and go around here and just show off a bit more of this level. As you can see, again, weight of objects really doesn't matter. I can kind of move this around all day. You can die in the game, but dying in this game is almost like starting over. I mean, you don't have to worry about the death. It just starts you over as if I had hit the O button. So it's not a big deal. So here, I'll just pull this down. So you can, if you fall from too great of a height, or if something actually lands on you and crushes you, those are the things that can pretty much put an end to that particular part of the stage. And there's plenty of checkpoints along the way, too. So if you get to a certain spot and you die, you don't have to worry about having to start all over again. As long as you get to a reasonable spot, it usually kind of lets you know when you've got that cutscene. So let's see if I can't get across here. I'll just use this as a stepping stone then, so I'll cut it just flat horizontal and get rid of this. There we go. And then jump across. And then here, I want to pull this across to form a makeshift bridge. We're going to go up this way. And it looks like there's a lot of side areas that you can kind of go off and explore. And sometimes it's really hard to tell which way you're supposed to go and which way is going to be just a little extra spot to give you something worth exploring just for extras, collectibles, or whatever. I'm going to go along this path here. I love puzzle games like this because it really enforces that you can solve a puzzle however you want. There's more than one way to do things. I could find a way to cut blocks into certain shapes in order to get up to a higher level, or someone else might find a way to maybe push blocks in a certain order, or maybe you find a different cut, you know, or maybe there's some other path to take that you find because you not only cut blocks but move them, push them in a certain order, that you were able to just form your own kind of little walkway to whatever area you wanted to get to. I really could have just pushed this whole thing. Hold on, let's do that. There we go. The music's been interesting. You start off with only one sound track in the background, and you find the tapes, and you can just push in at any time to swap through the tapes, or if you want, you can push P to turn off the radio. And that's kind of neat. It gives you almost like a... honestly feels kind of like a GTA thing, like there, where you've got the car radios that you can switch to whatever channel you want, so you don't have to listen to the default soundtrack. You can turn it on, turn it off, or switch tracks as you will. As you can see, there's no voice acting in the game. They kind of have their own, I guess, Simlish language. The guy talks, and you kind of get an idea of what his voice should be like, but he doesn't actually talk. It's a unique sense of humor. I mean, the game is about tracking down underpants. If you look at the picture of Tiny in the title screen and in the menus, he's wearing underpants on his head, and Big is wearing underpants on his head. It's not, obviously not a serious game, but it is definitely, it's a thinker. You know, there are going to be some rooms where you're going to look at them like, well, wait, how do I do this? You know, it might seem obvious at first, and as you start cutting things and moving things around, it's not quite as obvious as it first seemed. Like here, you know, I could have jumped on here. When I solved this once, I jumped on here and I had this landed on its side, and I just used it as a stepping stone. Now, I've got it at such an angle, I'm just kind of cutting up here without worrying about it. You can actually cut it while I'm standing on it. Kind of dangerous, isn't it? You go up here. Now, I could choose to just jump across those, but I do happen to know that this stone is cut in half already, so I'll just pull it back, and I can make a makeshift bridge. Of course, it almost didn't become a bridge just because, again, physics. That's the beautiful thing about games that use physics puzzles, is sometimes the solution, the obvious solution, doesn't always work if physics doesn't work the way you intended it to. You know, if something knocks the trajectory off or something like that. Let's just go ahead and cut that. And then we're supposed to go across here. And unfortunately I missed the jump. And as you can see right there, I'm at a checkpoint that is very close to where I died. So that's... and there it goes. See, I failed to make a bridge. So let's go ahead and try it again with that. And it gets lodged there. So I'm going to have to jump the first part, but at least I have the ability to come up here now. I wonder, I'm going to cut this. Alright. Let's just kind of go up here. And push that out of the way. There we go. So we're off to the side here. Yeah, what little I've played of this game so far has definitely been just amusing and kind of fun. I just don't know what to make of it. Obviously, this is one of those games that's like, you know what, hell with the story, just have fun with it. Ooh, did I cut that too shallow? Nope. There we go. Go collectible here, and you can continue on this way if you so desire. I think this is not the main path. Let's kind of go here. You can cut these, and there you go. See, look for hidden collectibles. Some things you can cut like this, and it won't actually fall or do anything. What I think it is attached to the wall or something like that. There's somewhere. But you can screw yourself in a level. But that's why you have the level restart. And then this is, like, as you can see, lots of little hidden things in the world if you decide to go exploring find myself a tape. And then, of course, over here is a bonus level, which you play it in kind of a Game Boy style. It's got the kind of green scale that the Game Boy had, and I think that's really cool that you have these little hidden levels, and it gives you kind of a challenge. So the idea behind this one is I have to push these blocks into that hole. And this is a simple one. I mean, I'm still only on stage 2, so this is understandably easy. Pretty much like playing a little basketball. Take a shot, nothing but net. And of course you get an achievement for fulfilling that. So, you know, if you're an achievement hunter, there you go. It gives you something to look forward to. Aww. So unfortunately you can't go back to that unless you restart the level. So if you want to do those little bonus stages, I think you have to go and find them again. Unless there's a way to find them here through level select. I don't think there is. You see, look, again, underpants. I mean, it's just very much a humorous game, so just go ahead and turn that off for now, and we'll continue on a little bit further, just kind of show off a little bit more of the game. You see, as I do things too, you'll notice that there's words that occur, like when I hit something with my rocket, it kind of goes thunk or pock. So it's very comic book, very much comic book, like not modern comic book, old kind of campy like Batman and Robin comic book style. But that's not a bad thing. I mean, if you're into that sense of humor, I think it's. Oh, hold on. How are we gonna do this? I haven't seen this. Oh, there's some stones up there. Basically makes me think I'm gonna have to cut that down to form a bridge, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, right there. Boom! Oh no, my stones! Those are collectible items. I don't know if you get anything for collecting them all, unfortunately. Pretty much this is all just intended to be kind of a quick look at the games offered in the bundle. Not a true review or anything like that, just kind of a peek of like, you know what, hey, take a look at this. This is something really cool. It's on the bundle is cheap, it gives to charity. Hey, why don't you donate and get yourself a really awesome game? Oh, hello. Okay, if I drop that, I don't want to be standing underneath it. Oh, hello. That was almost a failure. Oh no, oh no, no, no! Oh, wow. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Anything I can do to make that a little less hectic? Well, I could come up here. Don't think that's going to do me anything. There is one. Okay, there's one above me here as well. So I could basically go this way, or I could go this way. Let's go around this way, just because I can. So multiple paths, multiple solutions, sometimes hidden areas. And you can cut through many objects. Like if I do this real quick, let's do a little higher. Not okay. So if I do this, I honestly think part of the enjoyment I have in this game is just cutting things. I feel like Raiden from Metal Gear Solid Rising. Seriously, I can just sit here and cut things all day. I don't know why. There's just something fun about destroying the environment in a game. Maybe that's why I like the original Red Faction so much, just because you could shoot holes through walls. It wasn't by any means a great shooter, but you could dig tunnels by just using a rocket launcher. Give yourself infinite ammo and just cut through the world. It was awesome. I think it's a shame I never played the other Red Faction games to know how much environment exploring they had. So here I'm going to go ahead and cut through multiple blocks. Let's aim down a little further. and use my rocket. Push it off. There we go. Wow. See, I just accidentally found a way to go up here. Doesn't look like there's anything here, though. And, of course, I fall. Brilliant, right? But at least it's not frustrating or punishing when you do that, you know, when you die. It's just like, okay, you screwed up, try it again. Ganache. Really, the sound effects in this game, they don't make sense, but they're humorous. Alright. Okay, can I cut through this maybe? Yep, yes I can. Wow, this is just cool. I get to destroy things, and it helps me solve puzzles. And then I get to fall and fail, because I'm just really bad at these things, apparently. There we go. Yeah, apparently I am really bad at these things. Oh well, I gotta give it to these guys. This is amazing, amazing fun. Just in the even in the beginning here, I can imagine that it's just going to get more and more complicated, and give you all the more reason to just really start destroying your environment. Just keep cutting. I'm like the fruit ninja or something. It slices, it dices, it even makes julienne fries! Alright, gonna push that. No? 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 Okay. Rocket? Rocket? No. There we go. So yeah. There appears to be no 100% sure way. Oh, is that what I was doing? Wow. I just completely cut through his teeth. Don't forget about the... Yeah. Wow. It even let me see the fruits of my labor. That is awesome. You see, even in here, these stone temples, all about the underpants. Can I pull that? Nope. It lets me cut it for some reason, but... So do I go in there, or do I continue forward? See, that's the thing, is these stones are supposed to kind of lead you on, but I've noticed that sometimes those stones also show me where hidden things are. So like here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and climb up this way without knowing if this is the right way to go or not. Kind of basically taking this rock apart piece by piece so that I can move around. Huh. I'm guessing this was just a secret for the sake of having a secret. Can I cut it? I wonder. Nope. Well, there you go. See, I found a little area just by cutting through a few blocks at random. That's awesome. Hey, see, look, that even shows that there's a stone up there above me, so I guess I could... I wonder how I could get up there. I wonder if I still had that stone pillar, if I could have... yeah, I probably could have gone up there with it. So I could basically hit O and try and get up there if I wanted to, but... I think that right there kind of gives you a good indicator of what to expect out of this game. Again, this is just the very beginning, so there's... How many stages? Let's take a look. There's a total of 6 stages, and it just kind of goes on from there. So yeah, I think it's worth getting, honestly. Of course, I think this whole entire bundle is worth getting. I'm looking forward to playing even more of these games. So there you go. This is Little and Big in Grandpa's Leftovers. Hopefully you've enjoyed this look, no matter how bad I might be at physics puzzlers. And maybe it's inspired you to go out and give it a go. Of course, if you don't want to grab this game as part of the Humble Bundle, or you missed this video before the Humble Bundle ended, you can always grab it on Steam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Kagekaze, and I'll see you next time.